Hello and welcome to my new stream. So, after a few days, I'm back on and I would like to make today one new stream. It will be again as all the times before. Hopefully today I will not have some technical problems like the last time I managed to get, I think, the video and the audio. So please, if you have any kind of asks for me or you see that something doesn't work, please just tell me and I will try to get this right. So, first of all, I play just a couple of games on 3 minutes before we have more viewers, and then I will try to basically go for my standard for now learning and try to show you guys some kind of a tricks. Now here, okay, I would like to get something there. I will take the bishop on b7 and so on. Probably it will be checkmate, or he will lose a rook there on c8, so let's see. Okay, now I just take a rook, go for a rook c1, and probably the game is over. So rook f4 is interesting idea because the queen cannot move himself anywhere, so I'd like to get rook h4, but basically then I don't know. Let's go for rook c1. Okay, but still, you know, bishop e4. Let's try to exchange bishops and then the game is over. Yeah, and the guy eventually resigned, so we can do some more, or now we can go and start our simulation. And now I will host a new one, get the 20 minutes plus let's say 30 seconds increment. I'll try to get the random. So let's create it and see who wants to play. Key command, yes. Right. I'm just making a live stream. You can take a look. So we wait for some more players there. Okay. Dimitrulas, right, and the red gambit, of course. So, hi dear Chemo Man. Do you ever see at my live stream before? I make just a few of them, but I don't know if you take a look. Okay, we have 5 candidates until now. I'll try to get few basically more. Probably we can go and take a look at 8 to 10 games. I set to 20 minutes plus a few seconds increment, so we have 7 accepted players and we have 1 more, so it's 8. Yes, 10 will be perfect. So, some of my live streams before. I'll try to do really nice, let's say, learning streams. Okay, we have the Warhouse, so we have 9 accepted players, 1 more, and then we can try to move on. So, thank you all guys who are here and try to view on the stream. I'm here also on my next screen, and I have the chat. So if you have any kind of questions or anything, just please ask. I'll try, you know, to take a look, try to get some answers, or just help you to find yourself. Okay, we have 2 more, so it's 10, it's 11. Okay, let's do 1 more and then we can do. Please go here. Okay, 11 accepted players, 1 more, and then we can go, because I think that will be enough for us to get 12 games. What is my idea here and why I start streaming? So I saw many very strong players who do some kind of the blitz, and this is very entertaining. My idea was and is slightly different, so I have the approach where I'll just try, you know, to concentrate on learning. I'll try to basically explain everything what I will make, I will see, I'll play, and so on and so on. Okay, we have 10, we have 11, someone disappeared, so okay, 11, and if no one will appear here in a couple of seconds, we'll start our simul. And hopefully I'll think that today we'll get at least 2 of them, so okay, we have 12 people, okay, we have 13 candidates, it's not bad. So, let's start. Okay, I'm here, so stream is here, everything is set, and let's go and start our simul. So first, I'm white, I will today go for an e4, start to open with the kings, pawn, e4, here on d4 I will do my regular stuff, go for knight f6, go for e4, and e4 of course. So I suppose that more often than not you also try to go for e4, so I will basically go for the same answer. I'll try to explain basically later. c5 here is the Sicilian. My idea and my whole repertoire is based of course on the Sicilian. I go for very sharp line. My first idea is to go and start to show you basically the system that's so-called Sveshnikov or Lasker. I use it regularly for 15 years. I make great results. I make even a book. I make even some videos. So I hope that will be fun and also to be very successful for us today. Now, yeah, someone go for a3 here, so it means that, yeah, please don't go for the moves like that. It can be fun, but you will not get any kind of the advantage. Of course, let's go again for the Sicilian and again for Sicilian. E4 as we mentioned, and after C4 I will get for my other system as well is the King's Indian. So basically from black perspective I would like to get for the Sicilian against E4 and for the King's Indian against D4, and this is mainly my own repertoire. So I think that is the best possible way for someone to learn, to get into something that you really understand and then start from there. So E4, C5 as I mentioned before, and on E4, E5 basically the most playable line I think against E4. The idea for black is of course to stop advancing the pawn, start creating some symmetrical structure. Knight F3 is the most common way of playing, so let's go and start from there. This is so-called Caro-Kann defense, very solid and very nice setups for black. It offers quiet from a very positional to very sharp line and play. I know that this could be very annoying for white if you doesn't know what you really wants to achieve. Here I would like for the line which I played before, so D4, and against the Sicilian I go for the Knight F3. Rook E2, okay, this guy is trying to laugh or something. Okay, Rook E2, please don't go for something like this. Bishop C5. And against the Sicilian I would like to go for my main reason and my own repertoire based on the Sicilian. Of course, the Sveshnikov starts here with Knight to C6, and against this we start to get the King's Indian. Against the Sicilian again we start Knight F3, and here we want to build up the King's Indian kind of the structure. Knight F3, Knight C6. So I'll just try to get into some more than one line or more than one game, because I really would like to show you basically even some different kind of the positions, of course, what white wants to achieve. This is so-called French defense, which is also very common today, especially at the club level, very popular, and can be very annoying for you guys if you don't know what you're exactly doing with white, because at some point black will have very strong compact position and you need to know how to break through. And because of that I go for something else, for so-called Kiye or King's Indian reversed kind of the attack, where white wants to build up very solid but not just the ordinary position based on some kind of the King's Indian kind of the structures. And because I really like play a lot, of course, and my repertoire is based on the King's Indian, I would like to go for this reversed kind of the structures and go for a D3. So it's unusual, but you'll see the point, you'll see the idea. I will show you, explain you, and basically start to, you know, show you what you want to achieve with white pieces, of course. Here, after the D5, I will start here with a move E5. Knight C6, Bishop C4 is my main weapon. And after Knight C3, this is so-called close Sicilian. I have one of my favorite setup which starts here with the move A6. I make a book, quite a few videos in this repertoire and this system, and it serves me very well. So why A6? Because in the close Sicilian, white mainly aim for G3, Bishop G2, and then F4, Knight G2 or Knight F3. And I want immediately to get the counter chances on the queen side by playing A6, B5 and Bishop B7 to opposite this Bishop on G2. So A6, D4, we mainly reach the open Sicilian. And here, with white, I don't want to get into the main lines, so I will try to get also some kind of the reverse kind of the King's Indian structures and start with D3. B3, okay, I will go for D6, And here again, I don't want to get in the open Sicilian. Let's go for a d3, bishop g7. This is the King's Indian kind of the setup. And here, this is so-called Rossolimo kind of the structure where white wants to take on c6, somehow ruin the pawn structure on the queen side for on black. It's very annoying for black if he doesn't really know what he wants to achieve, because the pawn structure will be always into white's favor, and he can also try to build up some long-term initiative. And the kind of the system here that use even Anand, or you can see Carlsen, or even the Fabi against the Magnus use it in his match. So it's quite popular. It's quite clear for what he wants to achieve, and because of that I will also introduce you one of the way how you can play this. So to play Queen c7. So I don't like to double the pawns on the c file, and I would like to catch with my queen on c6. Bishop f5 of course, and now I can do some kind of the moves which are pretty, you know, usual, knight f3 or bishop e2 and then knight f3, but here I would like to gain something else, and I will show you one old line which serves me well in my tournament. So I go for the knight e2. After knight c6, knight c6, knight d4, knight f6 is the Sveshnikov line, c5, knight d2. I will show you, it will be the King's Indian kind of the structure. Here we go for the knight f3, here we go for the knight f6, and again I go for a d3. So basically it's very solid kind of the development based on some rules which are connected with just, you know, development and creating the potential later on. Knight b2, the same position as before, and on knight c3 this aggressive approach with the Sicilian Sveshnikov goes for e5, and even Magnus used it against the Fabi in the open Sicilian lines. Knight h3 is possible move, but it's not so good, and you will see that this knight will not be idly placed on h3. Bishop g7, knight c6, and I like to get the bishop c4 line. Bishop c6, now I take with my queen on c6. Now castle of course, and now I go with a knight on f3, knight d4, but now, you know, there are quite a few lines where I can go for the knight d5, but I don't like it, and it is possible, but it's not my style, so I'll just try to castle and play from there. Queen f3, okay, bishop goes to b7, let's get some kind of advantage on those long diagonal, d5, and now g3. So my idea is to get g3, bishop g2, then castle, and then proceed from there. Okay, as in before, let's go for a d6, let's go for a g3, and now we have here one very interesting position again. So it's so-called gioco piano. If you now go for a d3 or a c3, I like to be, you know, sharp and creative, and I really like some extraordinary lines where you can get some kind of very interesting position where you can get the initiative, but it somehow depends about the level of gambits that you want to achieve. So here, for instance, I would like to go for the Captain Evans gambit, which serves me also very well. Some of the most sharpest chess players in the history, like Garry Kasparov, use it for a time, so let's go for b4 there. Okay, e3, this guy is really trying to, I don't know, to do what, so I'll just basically, you know, start to be very aggressive. Knight to g3, queen c7, g3, as in the game before, e6. So now I would like to, you know, basically get very solid structure where I will have the bishop pair and the opponent will get some space, and it's always double-edged position. So if you like to be creative, if you like to get and fight for the initiative, if you like to have bishop pair and potentially try to get as most as you can later on by trying to open the game, let's go for that. I think it will be fun. d6, g3, castle, and now I would like to get for d6. Bishop g2, knight bd5, d6, you cannot allow knight d6, and here I have to start opening the game, so rook e8, And here it's so-called fianchetto variation in the King's Indian. You can get here many setups. In the book that I make, I go for the knight c6, so-called Yugoslav or Zagreb kind of the variation. Here I would like to show you even more catchy line with the c6. Knight f6, bishop goes to g2, my solid weapon, and then I'll try to go for an a4 to catch this bishop. Bishop goes to g2, bishop goes to g2, and after knight b3. So this is kind of the system where white just doesn't fight for the initiative, and if someone goes for knight b3, knight f3 or knight e2, it means that he loses all kind of the advantage that he's get, and basically with the next move bishop b4, black is more than in time to get immediate initiative. So you can see that knight e4 is the main idea that I want to go for now. Okay, I just want to castle. Now g4, and I really doesn't understand what this guy is hoping for, but okay, doesn't matter. Let's just try to open something. Bishop g7, c3, so I just want to get all of the pieces there. Of course here I'll go for the knight f6, doesn't go for a checkmate, knight d5, okay. This is now the main move which even Fabi used against the Magnus in the game, so let's go, knight d5 is the mandatory. Let's go for the knight f6, and here if he wants to be aggressive, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, you can straightforwardly try to attack the white king. It looks very weird, it looks like something that is not really possible, but one very nice idea is to get here the queen on a5 with the idea to get the queen on h5 and the bishop on h3, and let's see if white will see what he can do there. Knight g6, now I want to get h4, bishop e7 and castle, of course, bishop g7, c3, just to close this bishop. Now g5, okay, I will go with a knight there, doesn't really matter. Now I'll break with d5, and you can see this is the end of the variation, or this is the end of chances that white has or had in his own opening choice, or with his own opening choice, because now of course this is not something that he can allow, because if I manage to get my backward pawn not on d6 but immediately on d5, it means that he loses all kind of the initiative that he has. Okay, a5 to get this bishop out. Now knight goes on d5, and if I go for e6, okay, e4, bishop g4. Now I will try to somehow pin his pieces. You'll see the way. Knight b8. So Magnus try against Fabi knight b8 or even knight d7 later on. I would like to get with the knight b8, and after d6 I can go just for c3, castle, rook e1, very straightforward play, castle, h5. Let's go for a c3 to just, you know, standard block the position, castle, and against the a5 I will go really for a4, because I like to get my chances and not to be squeezed on the queen side, so I'll go for the a4, queen d3, and now I have one very nice move, which is queen h5. So I would like to still attack this knight on f3, and then after that I would like to get knight d7 to create extra chances on d4 square. So let's go for queen h5, knight g7, just castle, castle, and c3. So it's basic setup that we want to achieve. Here also we will like to castle, of course, and after this knight d5, just take a pawn, e4. What now? Take on c3, why not? Knight f6, d3, bishop h7, and now the idea that I want to show you here in this Caro-Kann, so I would like to go for a bishop d3, and when he exchanges this bishop I'll take with the c pawn. It means that after the black goes for c5, at some point I will take on c5 and then go for a d4 and basically get my pawns untouched in the center, which can be very good for us, because we want to get a long-term space advantage because of the pawn on e5. So let's go for a bishop d3. rook e1, and now I can go for the knight of d7. Now the pawn on d4 is hanging, and after here b6 I can start some kind of the play by first of all playing queen c2, bishop e3, and then a6. I really like e5, so he doesn't really lose a piece here, or I miss something. Rook e1. Yep, now I can take on c3, take the knight, of course, bishop d3, bishop e7, knight g7, and now we like to break with d4 at some point, so let's start to play for d4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I go for c3, it's defended by 1, 2, 3. So let's go first for a c3, okay? Bishop d3, c takes d3, h6 castle, bishop c3, I would like to take on c3, a4, b6, just to be solid there, and after this move I think I can take what I can take here. If I take on a knight d4, he will take, can I get a pawn there? Knight d4, bishop c4, queen a4 check, b5, knight b5, and I'll take a pawn because he cannot really take on f1, knight c7 is double checked, and then knight e8, and then king f1. Okay, let's start with knight d4, bishop b7, and now I want to get some kind of the advantage on the king side if this is possible. First of all, I would like to get my knight on f1, queen b6, okay, this is the most direct play for black. I will now sacrifice a pawn by playing bishop b3, knight e2, okay. Let's go for e5, okay, h4, okay, it looks like very bad position, but okay, he just likes to play. Bishop e2, and I still wants to get d6, e5, castle. Let's try to get bishop on e3, c4 castle, rook b1, very interesting choice. Let's take on d4, or go for a rook e8 probably first. Okay, d6 I take there, bc, castle, queen b2, knight b2. So I would like to get the initiative for a pawn. This is always good choice for me personally, because I like to be sharp, so my intention is to, you know, sacrifice a pawn for the initiative. Okay, and here when he makes some kind of the moves like this one, I can break immediately with e5, because this knight, it goes on g4. Can he start to chase my pawn there? Yeah, he can, so h3 first, okay? Castle, rook e1, just to see what happens. Now I would like to get the bishop on e3 to start attack on this pawn and then to push d4. So bishop e3, queen d2, bishop b7, queen c7, and now knight f1 again. Okay, queen c2 and f5, of course. Okay, this one, now queen goes to e7, h5, okay, but this is nothing really, so I can do whatever I like. I have to open the game somehow. Let's go for a bishop e6, bishop b4, and now let's go for rook b1, bishop d2, bishop d2. No, I'll just rook b1, bishop d2, bishop d2, queen d4, and I doesn't have enough basically. But if I just, how I can, yeah, on a3, bishop d2, I have to take with the bishop, then queen d4 is possible. possible answer. What I like to get is my queen on g4 or rook on h4, so I can start to do some crazy thing on the 4th rank, but then, okay, let's go for the rook h4. It looks like a good way for me to play. And here, I would like just, you know, to set up something to play on the queen side, so immediately go for a b5. And here, Black wants to get on the queen side, I would like to get my attack going on the king side, but here this is not possible. So I have to go for something like d4 and breaks eventually in the center, which means that I have to bring my pieces in order to do that. It's not easy if Black knows how to handle this position on the queen side, so I have to be creative at some point, and I would like first to rearrange the position of my knight, so go with the knight on f1. I think that I get too many games at once, so I have to hurry up. Okay, what here? I go knight f6 again. Rook d8, yeah, of course, now e5. Now bishop will go to b6. Okay, and against the b6, as before, I would like to get e5, knight e7, bishop f4, then h4, and then start creating some kind of the potential on the king side. So let's go for e5. Queen goes to f4. Okay, it's still this knight who is hanging, but now his knight is hanging. Knight a7, knight e2. Just develop the pieces. Take note for me. Hi friend. Yeah. To do b3 again. Okay, we can try. d4. How are you? Knight c3. I would like to get e5, so knight bd7. f3, a6 to remove this knight. Bishop c4. Okay, let's try queen a4. And against this move, I would like to get my queen on b3 to create some kind of the potential later on the queen side or in the center. But also I can go for d4 at some point. So rook e1 can be a very useful move. Queen h5, it means that he wants to checkmate me. Okay, I have to play for something like this, and here I will just take here. Knight e8, now I will go for a bishop g5 to remove this rook from very active square. I'll just write to take, and here let's try to get more square on the queen side. Okay. Now, in the system like this one, what you want to achieve is to get a5, to get the knight on d7 and on c5. Please note that this pawn at some point can be weak, and if white managed to get it can be very bad for you. But my idea is here to exchange the dark square bishops, because then I will have all of the pawns potentially on my dark squares, and I will secure the knight on c5 at some point. So it's very important here to it is cheating that I'm watching. No, it's not. It's everything about the learning. So please just sit and please take a look and play. It's not a problem. So it is a great thing. So I would like to exchange my dark square bishops, and first of all I would like to get bishop g5. But because white is here not making the most natural moves and castle before, here I have this nice check on h4. Knight e7, bishop f4, I have to secure my pawn, and here I would like to get with the knight on c4, bishop g4, and let's go for, let's see, d5, knight d4, knight bd2, I have slight positional edge. Okay, knight e2, and eventually I want to break with d5. Okay, here, let's start with d4. His queen is on not so good square, so if he opens the game in the center, I can get some kind of the advantage there. Okay, now I want to put my pieces into right squares by playing maybe f5, e4. My queen can go to g7 on f6. I have plenty of space. This pawn is weak, so black is perfectly fine, slightly probably better. Let's go for the rook c8, f6, and now I just want to open the game there. Okay, now I can remove my knight because his knight is hanging, his queen is hanging, everything is hanging, so he's lost here. On castle, I would like to get with e5. d5, okay, and let's go for let's go here for extra move bishop h6 to exchange the dark square bishop in this position can be good for me, I think. Okay, bishop b7, and now I want to get h4, knight h2, knight g4, and then start playing on the king side. h4, knight c6, and now I want to get my pawn to d4, so let's support this pawn, getting the queen on b3 probably. g6, you know, what I can take everything, I can start, I don't know, it's a very weird possibility for me. Let's try to get the h6 immediately. Okay, knight f6, and now how to rearrange the position of the pieces. I have to get my knight on e5 probably, so let's start with queen d2, just, you know, to get this long dark diagonal in my favor. I can take here, knight e7, and now I want to get my d4, so it is here. Knight d2, what is the idea? To go knight d4 probably. Okay, let's play for f6, let's defend my pawn, but I have to be cautious with f4. I have check on c5, so it's nothing. Okay, knight d5, queen goes to c7 probably. Okay, queen a3, and now I can go for the king d2, I think. Or first maybe queen g4, rook g4, everything is possible there. Okay, let's go for the king d2. Knight d2, okay. And now bishop g5. So the goal is to exchange the dark square bishop. And here also I would like to get knight h2. Queen d7 is just losing a pawn. Okay, now knight e5 immediately, or first maybe d4, but then knight e4 is possible. Okay, if I allow e5, it means that knight e3, e5, rook e2, prepares against e5. Queen e4, lose a queen. Okay, so it's over. Bishop d6, queen g7, just to, you know, secure everything on the king side. And after d4, I would like to close the center with c4 here. Okay, d5 is a nice move, but you know, I will close the center now. Knight c3, knight a6. Let's try attack something, just take everything. And now let's go for rook g4. Now the pawn is hanging, knight e4. Okay, this is just the queen down. Let's take a pawn, and now let's start attacking the pieces. d4, exchange on d4, queen g7, king g7. Okay, let's take this pawn. Let's exchange the dark square bishops. a6. Let's go again and start playing knight g4, start creating some potential there. Exchange, knight f6, queen can go on, it's not important. Okay, what now? Let's go for knight h2, d5, very nice positional move. Now, okay, I'll take. Okay, I'll take. Okay, maybe I get for slightly more positions that I have to go, so I have a problem with my time management, but never mind. It's not about the time, but to learn something and improve. Okay, now he wants to get something like knight f5. I will not allow him that. I'll go for a g4. Important move, d4, to secure everything in the center. Now here is under attack, this pawn, so I will just try even to get my bishop and stay him with the light square bishop with these pawns. It can be good for me, so let's take this. This knight, he can take on d6, but I take the bishop. Okay, d6, I'll take with the queen, rook a6, and now if I take here and go for the knight g4, what will happen? Can get with the rook, but then I can take here, or can't really. what is going on here? So this looks like a complete mess. d4 is not good because of the e4. Bishop f4. What he'll do after bishop f4? Let's see. This can be a nice move. Knight g6. Let's go for the rook b1. What about now? He goes for the queen c1. Okay, in g5. It's just a clear piece. And now I want to get my my knights on e5. But how? Let's go first with b5. Try to create something. Okay, let's go for the open file here. Here after queen goes to f3. This is not good for me. I think that I overlook a pawn on d6. If I am not wrong, I have to go king g7. This is not so good for me. Let's exchange one piece. Bishop a6, bishop goes to e3, rook d1, and now start attacking the pawns. Okay, so we have some kind of the initiative. Here it's a check. Here I would like to exchange few pieces and get probably the better endgame. Let's take on a6, and here I would like to go, or I have to go back. Knight f6 is probably a move. But after e takes, bishop d6, I cannot. Okay, knight h2, b4. Okay, let's go for a knight g3, knight a6, queen c2, just to get everything together. d4, knight takes e4 is a pawn if I'm not wrong. Okay. Queen d2, okay, of course I would like to exchange. I would like to take here on e4, and after f5, after a5, what is going on here? So if I take on d4, take on f5, okay, let's try. Yeah, knight e6, I completely overlooked this move. Okay, here the game is over. c5, knight f3, or okay, knight f3 is okay. Here this one is hanging, but I don't have to take him immediately because he cannot go anywhere with this pawn. But I can also, if I want to take bishop c4, it should be fine. Okay, let's take, and let's see from there. Take here, now go for knight e5, doesn't really want to exchange anything and go. I want to get for a5, but not immediately. Knight bd7 first has to be played, not to allow knight b5. Here, let's try to exchange a queen if this is possible. Exchange on d4, take the bishop, so it's winning completely, Queen d4, and now f6, just to see where this knight will going. It's a check. Bishop f8, okay, knight goes to g5. I like this one. Queen f4, bishop f4 now is easier to play. And now I just want to go for h3 or to exchange on f5. Let's exchange on f5 first. b4, okay. Let's go for b6 for f4. Let's go for b6 first. Queen d6, let's try to take some pawns there. Goes for something like this. Okay, how much time I have? I'm not so good in time management here. So let's go for a queen d3, okay. h6, knight d2, okay. Okay, this is just nothing. Let's try to take everything there. Okay, queen d2. rook d2, knight c6, so it's completely winning. g6 and now knight e4, knight f6, knight f3. I have many choices here, or g4. Let's try with g4. Rook b3, g6 to secure the pawn on f5, and here the same recipe as in the game before, so let's go for e4, let's go for queen c4 to attack, or queen d3 to attack the pawn on a6, let's go for this one, rook c6 is the idea, and here, what now? Okay, let's take this one. Rook c8, let's go for d5. And now let's start to mate him. Let's go for rook d1 first. Queen d3, this one maybe. Rook d8, g3, castle. Rook g2, king f6. Bishop g2, rook c8, so just don't allow him to take something, and here let's go for the knight g4. Here I will have plenty of very nice choices, you know, because okay, knight g4, knight b4, okay, it's a nice move, of course, but let's go for the queen c4 now. Knight b7, I again miss something. Yeah, now I start missing many things. Now the knight is hanging. If okay, I have to take here. Queen a4. Let's get the knight into play by playing knight f3, b3. Just here he wants to stop anything on the queen side by playing a3, knight e5. Of course, I'll exchange. The game is probably close to over, and now I have to find the way how to increase the pressure there, so I have to get my other piece into play by playing knight f6 probably here, but I have to defend this one. h5 is the idea, and if he takes knight f6 check, I have plenty of options, but I have less than 3 minutes on the clock. It means that I have to be fast. Queen f3. Okay, now go for bishop 7, knight a3, okay, bishop h6. Let's start, try to checkmate him, f4, h5, knight goes to e3, b4, of course, this is really funny, but never mind, knight goes to b4, so it's just a matter of technique. Rook b8, I'm lost probably. Okay, on c5 I can take on c5, right? Knight f8, knight f6 check, f5, get some space there, and here I would like to get the e4 pawn, but how? No, I can just get everything on the d file. c4, of course, queen f3, knight c4, queen c1, g4. c8, knight d5, knight c6. Okay, let's get some air here first before I decided what I want to do here. I would like to take here, I would like to get here. a3, okay, can I do something there? No, I have to bring my pieces somehow into play. Let's go for this one. Now, let's try to see what he will do if I just go for bishop c5, rook c5, queen c5, bishop c5, bishop c5, or I can go just for a d4, knight b3, queen c8, and then I'll just take everything there. So, but he has something like queen b5, so I have to take the bishop. No, I cannot. I can take this one. Yep. This is the most precise one here. I would like to get with h3, knight c6, okay, rook d1, h7, okay, but this is nothing. h4, king g7, bishop g4, rook d1, knight g4, bishop b7, rook d8. So I have I'm very low on time, so I have to be very fast. Okay. Oh, this is a nice check, right? Knight takes on f3, bishop c5, king h1. So I have plenty of chances, but I'm still low on time, so yeah, I would like to check him on d7. I would like to get my rook on c3. I can take this one, but at some point it doesn't really matter. So I have a piece. Queen f1, a5. Let's start some actions. Let's start some actions there. Queen g5. The knight is hanging. Okay. Okay. Okay, king f6, let's try to stay with everything together. Rook here, I will take this one. Rook b5, knight c6. This one is hanging, so let's defend this one. Let's go for a bishop g5, rook e6. Take this one, h3, okay, knight h5 check, take one, e5, okay, rook c5, rook b7, the game is over probably. Here I will take on f6, rook f2, yeah, I'm now still low on time, so it's not good for me. Now I have to exchange something because it's not nice for me to be knight e3, it's a check, b5, knight d4. Yeah, now I have this little trick, or okay, let's start some actions there on the king side. Yep, rook d7, king d4. This is just game over. I'll just take this one. Yeah, I have to get some wins quickly because I will be very bad there if I don't make. Okay, let's try to get this one. Knight d3. I'll have to take. I have very few minutes there on time, so rook e5 check, and I'll just take this one. Okay, let's take. It's a checkmate, great. It offers me a draw. It's better for me, but I'm low on time, and I will accept draw. Rook c8, rook b8. Let's exchange the rooks. Okay, let's start some action there. b6. Rook goes to c1 or on e1. Let's go on e1. Let's go on e1. Bishop f1. Rook c7. Then knight e8, knight e6. Let's try to control on the dark squares. Knight f6. Okay, I'll take this one. Okay, it's a check. Knight e2. Then I have to go with d5 at some point, but go first with the c6. Check. Queen h4. Okay. Take on f5. Rook c5, It's okay, it's nothing wrong for me, so let's go for a knight d5, a3, king e3, king f6 is just lost. Here he offers the queen exchange, okay, queen c5, doesn't want to exchange the queens now. Take the pawn, so I'll take everything there, he's completely lost. Now we'll see here, I can take this one, but what I lose? I lose my rook. What I do? How I lose my rook? Oh, I completely forgot. Okay, great, have to resign. Yeah, d4, knight g6, okay. Okay, let's get one more. Let's get the rook, the last piece into the action. And after knight b2, now it looks like it has to be a game over, but just try to imagine how. Knight e5 first, so now it's knight f7 here. I can take on g5, okay. Rook b1, the rook e6 can be very nice for me. Let's go for the move h5. I don't know, it's just very bad for him, so knight g5, okay. Let's go and check him on the h file if I'll be able. Now I just want to get my pieces there on the 6th rank, so rook e3 if he takes, no. I can first go maybe for yeah, rook b1, but then he'll manage to get on c4, so can I do some crazy thing like rook e3, and then if he takes on d1, rook h3, then probably I can, but I don't see how. If bishop f1, then he'll just... no. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm just curious. Okay, 8, queen's knight c4, check. I'll just take. I have more than enough material here. I would like to go for this one. Okay, I'll just get my knight on extraordinary square. Rook e6, f e6, king f7, rook h7 is a check. Okay, I'll just take it. Here I would like to get my pieces again there, so rook g2 is a check. Okay, now the queen is hanging, now the mate is hanging. So okay, this one is very interesting. So now we'll see. Okay, knight e1, but I'm not sure what he's trying to achieve. Let's try to take everything there. King f6, I have... okay, I'll just take everything, queen b5, and now let's try to get my queen somewhere where we'll be able to checkmate him, maybe here. Okay, king here, let's go here or here. Everything is okay, knight d1, rook h3, queen b3, okay, I'm safe there, king g2. Okay, this now is very interesting because I'm now low on time, so it can be very wrong for me or very good for me. Let's go for this one. Okay, rook e1. Okay, let's take. Let's go king b6. Let's go for the king g3. Okay. Okay. g5, queen g5. Check. Can I go now with the king all on Let's go here. Check. Offer a draw. Okay, I will accept it. Queen c6. 95. Rook here. Okay, take this one. Okay, king e3. h3. Okay. It's just over. So yeah, probably we go for, okay, check. Queen b5. Okay, now here. Okay. Okay, it's a check. Rook b1, so now I have to find a way how to get my pieces into play by playing. Let's go for the d5. Queen c8, very nice looking move. But now let's try to get for the queen f3. Take on c6, okay. Rook h2, it's a check. King goes to d2 probably, okay. Knight f6, okay. Now my pawn is hanging. Okay. 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 b5. Now wants to play for the queen h5 check. King f8. This is just winning. And here rook c8, improve the position of a rook. Queen c7. This looks like incredibly nice play for black. Knight f3. I have to get the pawn probably. I don't know. To check. Here he has a pawn, so it's not really a stalemate. This is very good for me, because if not, then will be a problem. Now let's find a way how to get my knight on e4, knight e6. Yeah, rook a5, and now I don't know. It's not easy. It's not lost, but probably it's just a draw. Let's go for the queen b4. Rook c1, let's exchange on c1. Rook f7. Yeah. Queen f8. And now if I get a check, h5. I'm not sure, but okay. Now this rook is completely out of the place, so I have to just get all the pieces on the queen side, for instance. Let's go for the queen c7 first. d3. Wants to take this one. Okay, I'll take this one. Rook h8. Queen a6. So if I just exchange the queens, it has to be a draw at some point. So okay. Rook c6, rook b1, knight b5 check, so it's completely winning. Of course, here let's try to play on with, or can I take, play for d6, because if I go here, he go here, 7, it's okay, it's better for me. Okay, now it's check, take this one, knight c6, knight e4 just to stop everything there, and then I'll open h file. Probably it will be very bad for him. Check. Get a rook on the open file, of course, is always good. Queen goes here, now I'll go here, try to checkmate him because queen h6. Now I have rook g3, so this is something that he didn't spot here. This is a good move, but let's go from the other side. Yeah, now I just take the queen and the game is over. Knight e5, I make the pressure on f7, he can open if he like. Queen b, okay, but am I better here with just rook e2? We'll see. Okay, this should be a winning very easily. Knight e4. Just take on e4. Yeah, but now knight takes on f7, a4, knight goes back on e5, a3, rook a1. I don't know. Maybe I can just catch this pawn if I go here. Okay. How he will protect himself from the checkmate? Getting and playing probably knight e6. Let's see. Okay. Now knight goes to d6. Knight d4. Okay. Let's try not to exchange knights. Let's try to go for the e7 immediately. And let's see from there, knight e6. Okay, but now can I do some kind of the tricks by just playing rook h1 and then see from there? I don't see how he will get away from that. So here he cannot go, he cannot block h take on g6 and queen h8 checkmate. So this knight is completely out of the play. I think that there is no way for him to check to save the game after rook h1. Okay, just get the pawns and this is just basically the game over. So yeah, okay. Now here the problem for white is that he has very bad pawn. He has this rook, okay, which is completely out of the game. He can get this rook back by playing on c3, but let's be first and go and start with queen c2. Okay, but now he offers me, I think, some kind of the moves like even maybe queen to h1, you know, and then queen maybe on g1 and then goes there. So let's go for this one. He offers me a draw, okay, will not accept this, okay, knight f4, but now it's not really nothing because I can take queen g7 is a checkmate, okay, and here I can just proceed with knight c4, let's try to take this one, queen g7 is a checkmate, very nice game. Okay, now let's give him a checkmate. Trying to get him a checkmate like this, or first check then rook e8, probably this one first. How you will draw this game? It's a queen, it's a checkmate in the next move here. If I go for knight b2, let's go for knight b6, then I'll get my king there, so it has to be close. Okay, okay. Okay, now I will try to exchange the rooks if he likes. So queen h8, this is the point now. King c5. I don't know. Maybe I'm lost. Okay, here is double attack. Okay, we have some nice... Try to trick him with a draw. Yeah, it's always nice to try, but it doesn't work often. Let's try to go for the knight d3. Probably I will just try to hold on here, of course. We'll see. Okay, now I have a couple of moves. I can just first take this one because this one is hanging. If he goes for the king d7, I would like to take the queen on a7. If he goes here, I'll just take the rook on d8. If he goes for the king c7, yeah, I can't because queen c6, king b8. Okay, I have to take this one first. Okay, I'll take two pieces for one, so I'll just take the bishop there. Play b5, play a5, and then so on and so on. Okay, I cannot go for a b2 because it will be a double check, so I have to get here and see and proceed from there. Because now the king cannot break. I have nice... Okay, now let's go and check him on c8. I'll just take a knight, the game is over. Yeah, the most of the games was very interesting because the people, you know, play very solid. Okay, especially some players who start very solidly. Of course, I get a very easy win in the game with a3, b3, but okay, these guys just try to be fun, so it's not a problem. I think this proves that a3 opening is viable. Okay, yes, it is. I don't say that it's not, but you know, if you try to get for those kind of the openings, it can be... so that was something. Yeah, sure. King f7. Sure. We'll make another one, but I think that we'll try to be slightly more on the lower side with the games, because I think that this is too many games. But maybe if we but this can be very tricky, because you know, if I try to get with so many games, I obviously cannot play so well, but I just want to make more fun and learn for you guys than to make some wins, because it's not a point to make wins here. It's the point for me to show you something and to learn you how to think, play, and probably to understand basics. So here I would like to get... This guy played very well. I would like to get rook a1 just to see what happens. Okay, this is a checkmate, so it's not a problem. And here, you know, what I want to do here is to get some pawns with the check. So let's check him on d8. Okay, king e6 is just, you know, a piece, so it's probably winning. Here also it's clearly winning for me. It's a 2 pawns, so it's enough. Rook c2. Again, it's a clear piece, so it's very easy. It's very easy win. Okay, I'll exchange the a pawns, and then b and c, double protected passed pawns has to be enough. I'll take this one with a check, so now I can even take just on g5, you know, get back, and he cannot do anything but, you know, trying to give me a perpetual at some point, but I'm not sure if this will work, so... Okay, just take this pawn. I don't see how he will react. Bishop goes to d4, of course. Okay, c3, b3, and then I'll go just from the other side and the game is over. Let's see, okay, what else we can do. I have a hard time remembering to develop properly no matter what. Yeah, this has to be a way of thinking, because you know, you have to just get the positions where you of course know what you are trying to achieve. If you want to be aggressive, go for the aggressive lines. If you like to be more positional player, go for more positional lines. But from the opening perspective, you have to know basically what you want to achieve. Okay, b2, it's a clear win, and yeah, and now here I have a few possibilities. I can go here with the intention to checkmate him or to exchange queens, or I can go and try to check him on d8, try to induce the exchange of the queens. After something like queen a6, I can go queen f6 and then queen e5. So, but let me check. I have enough time, so let's try to calculate something. So our candidate moves here are queen to d8 and queen to e3 probably. There is no need to go for something else. And then, because what I like to do is to, for instance, if he goes, the only way how to doesn't allow me to get queen a7, it has to be a move like queen c7 or queen e7, but then I have d6, and when he takes on d6, queen a7 is a check. The only move will be queen a6, I'll just take and I'll promote g-pawn. So I think that this is the best possible way of playing. Okay, this is clearly winning. I don't see a point to play this on, but okay, let's try to get those pawns. Now, here still can't improve, so let's play h4. Go for probably h5, g4, try to get some space there probably for the endgame. If I have to get my piece, for instance, just, you know, to not allow him to be promoting very fast. So, but what he wants to do now, let's go, yeah, now will he take there on h4? Probably. I underestimate him. Okay, now I can use this pawn as a decoy because I have two passers, so there is no way for him to stop those two pawns. And when he take on d6, because he doesn't have anything else, maybe queen d7, but you know, then queen c5. So I would like just to get d6. I would like to use a decoy because I cannot allow him to get to be very active with the queen. So I have to somehow, you know, slow down his counterattack and get him the decoy on d6. After a check, okay, I just take all of the pawns there. Yeah, rook h4. Can I try to catch this rook there? Where he will go? Okay, I just take everything, so... Or I can first just go with bishop on f6. It doesn't really matter because I'm completely winning, so I can do whatever I like. The best possible way is just to take all the pawns, exchange the rooks and get with extra piece. Navin 728 DGM, high. Queen a7 is a check, and then my passers going and breaking. So if you like my streams, please go and subscribe to this channel, because I will really try to do all the best to help you improving. I'll start to do those streams as much as I can. So basically, if you like them, please subscribe, please click, be on my channel, please be there. I will make my next stream even tomorrow. I hope somewhere around 4:30 my Central European time to 7:30. It depends when I will have time, but it will be somewhere in between of those time. f7, so it's clear win. Doesn't see a point into the play. Okay. Yeah, I'll just take everything. So okay, rook g4. Now what matters is my f pawn. So if I manage to convert this pawn, it can be fun. Let's get a queen, let's get a pawn. Now this will be interesting. Let's promote this one. Let's go with b pawn. Yeah, it's fairly easily winning. Okay. Okay, just improve the king. Let's go for the other queen as well. Let's improve the position of a king. So this is fairly easily to win, because there is nothing else for this guy to hope for. Is a clear piece, so it's a very easy win. It's another queen and then another one, so it's resignable. Rook g3. Knight e5. Let's try to promote. I cannot lose anything there, so I have to try to promote the pawn. Okay. Okay, now I think that we are close. Then we'll start some more. So g5, b5, b4, and then b4, b3, and then I'll just get my king closer. I will lose a tempi with the bishop. There he cannot improve, so he'll have to move his king. I'll get a tempi and I'll promote this pawn to a queen, so there is no way for him to stop me from doing that. b3 is just over. No problem, dear Icactus. Thank you, my friend. Oh, I flipped the board, so okay. Knight goes here, now I go here. Yeah, now this is completely winning, so I just have to checkmate him. I'll lose my tempi for bishop g3, and this has to be it. It's checkmate. Yeah, he takes, so I think that we are here. I'm not sure what this means. Can he promote some of the pawns? I don't know. Let's try to see. It's very interesting. You know, if I manage to get... Yeah, okay, this is just lost. Now I lose my tempi and now the game is over. So, see. Let's try to get this one. Okay, it's just, you know, easy winning position for me. Yeah, he'll go for for a checkmate, but doesn't matter. Okay, do we have any other game? Here, okay, we have the last one, and this one is really interesting. Now, what is here my idea? Please, can I have shootout? How you mean? G4, okay, now this is a draw. Yeah, and I accepted. So it was very nice to get this kind of the simul. Now let's try to get another one because I have time. So, but now let's try to get a little bit less of a tables and be more entertaining, because I think that now it will be very hard at some point to push so many games at one time. But no problem, it's fun, so I enjoyed. Thank you all. Please support me on Twitch, you know, just in order to make new streams as well. So let's go now for one more simul exhibition, of course. But now, can I play with you? Sure, Albertos. You can go. I will host now the new simul. I will get 20 minutes plus 60 seconds increment. I will drop to 30 seconds. I'll get the random color, and I would like to create this simul with a few less game than now, because I think that will be slightly easier to play, and of course not only to play but to explain you basically what I want to explain. So let's go now for only 6 games. I think that this will be enough, Mr. Slow Hand Grind. Okay, if someone else wants to play, okay, please try. Icactus, okay, right, and Alberto, okay, I will get you both. Icactus, you are very nice also, so let's go and play. What I want to say is that, okay, I will play a real opening. Sure, there is no need to if you don't want, but you know what I really like is to get some kind of the concept, and you all guys can learn all basic things. You can make your own repertoires. You can go for some very nice and catchy lines. Maybe you can go for many different things, but please be patient, and please learn and play what you really learn. So there is no need for you to, you know, switch from one opening to the other, because the openings are not the end of the world, and basically you will improve your game later on playing middle games and the end games just with straightforward play in the opening. So you just take basic kind of the openings if you like for a first. You can go from there. You can build up your own repertoire. You can get as many of the opening games that you find. You can take a look at my streams, because I will also try to analyze and show you different kind of the games, of the lines, of the openings, and then from there we will try to build up the middle games and the end games based on those kind of repertoire that we start to make. I make for Chessable, which is a great learning center, of course, with some books and videos. I make my own repertoire based on my development, based on my career, based on my knowledge. So it was for now only for blacks. I tried to show you how to play the Sicilian, how to play the King's Indian. So you can start from there. You can start to get from other things as well. So here my mission is, you know, to start learning, to start getting the knowledge and start improving your own kind of the learning, and of course the strength that you will reach at some point. So let's go now and start. I don't know who is not playing here. Mr. Ferik, CB, maybe Polek. Now we have the six players. Okay, let's try to catch those two and start with the 8 games as well. So now I will, based on my own, what your favorite opening is, white. Do you take a look at the live stream? It will be much easier for you to see what I mean and how I speak about it. Great. So my opening repertoire with black, as I mentioned, is the King's Indian, and it is the Sicilian based on the open Sicilian so-called Sveshnikov lines, as I show you. With black, I try to get as much as I can with the Trompowsky. It's basically my base for now. I really study it, I learn, I work on this repertoire, so I improve. I get probably 80 kind of the percentage with white, so it's very nice. But let's start here to go for my main territory. Let's go for a d4 here in this simul. And here I would like to get for the Sicilian as well, as I played before, d4. So let's go here in these 8 games to go for my based or my first opening repertoire. d4, d5 now. Of course, Trompowsky is possible. It's not the Trompowsky like after the knight f6, but it's possible. It can be very tricky to meet for black if he doesn't know what he's trying to achieve. But here I would like to get for my other system, which I use after the d4, d5. This is the London system, so I will try to introduce you to this one here. Again, bishop f4, so we hope we get some more games. And then we have d4 and d6. To be honest, sometimes I also use, because you know I'm some kind of the King's Indian kind of the player which likes to play knight f6, d6, g6, bishop g7. But if you go first with d6 before you get the knight on f6, it means that you give white extra option to play for e4. And if you start with d6, it means that probably at your repertoire it is some kind of the modern-ish Pirk kind of a defense related with the King's Indian. It's also very nice to have those similar kind of structures on your repertoire, so this guy probably has. And if I get a chance to get for an e4 after the d6, I would like to get it for sure. Knight f6, and now we have chance to go for a Trompowsky and one more London system as well. Okay, let's start our Sicilian as in the simul before. e6 is a very nice move, probably the move which you will find in this position to be played fairly often. And you know, the only drawback behind this move is that this light square bishop will not get into the play very soon, but you know, here after e6 black somehow get all the squares in the center together. He makes very solid pawn structure. It means that it will not be easy with white to break through those pawn structure, and you have to be patient. I will go for my main weapon, my main move, so which is e3, but what is really behind my idea, it is to build up also very strong position with going for e3, c3, knight bd2, knight f3, and then bishop d3, and in the long run to create some kind of the potential on the king side, or if black will be passive in the center, at some point to break with e3, e4. Now, when I speak all about those kind of systems, I also have on my other screen, you see that I take a look there at some point. So if you have any kind of the questions, or if you have any kind of the feedback maybe for me, how it looks like, how is the camera, how is the voice, please just take a note there. Let's just send me a message through the chat, and I will try to answer you, help you, or thank you if you help me. And of course, if you want, please subscribe to my channel. You know, you will see many other instructive live streams, I hope, in the future. Drapes looks great. Okay, let's go for e3. c4. Even Magnus used this move at some point. Okay. e6. Now, many players use the move like e3, but I here wants to go for something else. My main move is here knight d2. Why I like to get the knight d2 before I go for e3? Because now after knight d2 I can immediately push the pawn not only on e3 but on e4, and with this move I can get the space in the center and get some kind of initiative immediately. So knight bd2 it is. knight f6, e3, as in the game before. Knight e4, knight f6 is pretty standard. Knight f6, and now I can get for many kind of the setups. I would like to get for the main one, so knight c3 it is, e3 it is, like before, knight c3 and e5, and you see this Sveshnikov line before. When this bishop, take a note, when this bishop came on d6, then you have to get the bishop back on g3, just in order, you know, to doesn't ruin your pawn structure there in the center. And also, if he at some point take on g3, you will take with the h pawn and open the h file for your rook. Especially when this bishop will came to d3, you will have a plenty of chances to get the h7 pawn. So it means that can be very annoying for black if you also castle there on the king side. So bishop g3, e6. Now at some point he'll go probably for a bishop d6, so we will try to get our system with knight bd2 again. After e6, knight bd2 again, and now this is absolute main variation and the only one in my view which offers white something to go for and hope for, of course, in the system. You see that even Magnus Carlsen used this system against Fabiano Caruana. It is very entertaining opening, it's very sharp one, it offers black plenty of options to play and go for not only the equality but for the advantage. And you know, here when the people sorry, asked Magnus about this opening, he didn't speak as much as he should, but in my opinion, my personal opinion is that he wants to get with black in this match more than with white, because he knows that Fabi is very solid with black pieces in the Russian game and of course Queen's Gambit. So I think that he also starts to get some kind of the chances and create the chances for black, and the Sveshnikov, believe me, it's a great weapon to go for more than the equality. And if you like to get something more than the equality, you can go for the Sveshnikov, because I think that it really can offer you a lot. So now first we have to stop knight d6, so we go for a d6, g6 of course, and now you can get many different setup. I like the one with bishop to e3, so I will go immediately with this one. After bishop c4, this is some kind of the miscellaneous line in the Sicilian. So with bishop to c4, white wants to get some kind of the advantage there. I will immediately go for e6 just to stop everything there, and after d5, e3 is again the same recipe. Now M. Ferrick used bishop g5 here. This is probably the best possible way of playing. Fabi against Magnus used only the knight d5, which is also very famous now, of course, after he play and go for the move. But bishop g5 has the most sense, because what white wants to achieve is to get the knight on d5, to take this square and to get the knight without the opponent, so without this knight that can exchange this one on d5. So first of all, he pinned my knight, then you will see when I will play bishop e7, then he'll take the knight, and when I take with the bishop on f6, then he will bring his knight on d5, and this knight will not be able to be exchanged from me, so I cannot get for any kind of the exchanges there, and this knight will stay on d5. Positionally, this will be the best piece on the board. You'll see in quite a few seconds, I think. So I'll go for a6 first, because I cannot go for a bishop e7, because if he take on f6, I cannot take on f6 with the bishop. When the knight is on b5, then knight can take the pawn on d6 and I'll be lost. So first I have to go for a6. After bishop d6, you know, bishop g3 is the main move. And here I can go for many different positions. The one that I will use here is straightforward play against his king, and I'll start with f3. c6, knight d2, bishop e7, bishop d3. So what I want to do, as I mentioned before, go for a bishop d3, go for a c3, go for knight f3, knight d5 at some point, and establish the attacking position on the king side. So let's go for a bishop d3, c3, a6 or d5, it is possible. Let's go immediately with d5, and now b5. Castle, queen goes to d2. Now my idea is of course to attack this king on g8, and after d5 you see there is no possibility to get the knight on d5. What is possible here and what you will not see often is one intermediate move which allows after c3 to exchange the knight on d5, but I don't see the point in that, and if you play the Sveshnikov with black, I really suggest to go for a main line with bishop e7, but just to know, you can go for the queen a5 and then this bishop has to go back, and you can go back, and at some point you can offer just a silent draw, because you know, if we go on a5 check, he goes bishop d2, queen d8, he goes back, so we just silently offer a draw, but I don't want of course to do that, and I go for a bishop e7. c5 support with c3 please, and after the castle on the king side support please a pawn with a c3. c5 again c3, so knight f6, bishop can go first on d3, bishop f6. So you see the strategy. What white wants to achieve is to stay with this great knight on d5, so positionally he will have a great piece, but I will have a bishop pair. So I will take with the bishop on f6, and knight on c6 of course, knight goes on f3, and now e5. Okay, pretty standard reaction. What I will do now is I will close the center. Let's see how the game will continue. Bishop to d6 again, I'll go for a bishop g3. Now I just take on d5, and after c3, which is of course again the main move, I will go for a bishop g5. Please take a note what white wants to achieve. So this is the main line in the Sveshnikov. White get the knight on d5, and now his idea is to get c3 in order to secure those two squares on b4 and on d4, and this is the worst piece on the table. So he has to find a way how to get this knight into play. Basically he'll go for the knight c2 and then knight e3, improving the position of a knight, getting the knight closer to the center, and then, only then, he will start fighting for the initiative, of course, on the queen side. So what you can see in the games between Magnus and Fabi is that black has to get some chances on the king side, white will try to get the chances on the queen side. But here I would like also to show you my main weapon, if the game will continue in this manner, how you can play and not to allow this kind of strategy to white. First of all, what I want to do is to get my bishop on g5, because I don't want this bishop to be exchanged on f6, even on this knight is better because I like my bishop pair, and with bishop on g5 I get the bishop on the best possible square, because he will be on this long diagonal, which can be very important for me later on, because especially if this knight land on e3 after knight c2 and knight e3, I can at some point even exchange this knight if I like. But also I would like to remove my bishop from the square where this knight can take it, and I want to create some active play as well on the queen side. So first of all, please take a look, I'll go for the bishop g5. c5, knight goes on f3, or even, you know, in this kind of the positions where my bishop is on g5, I can go for f4 immediately. What I will do with the bishop on with the pawn on f4, I will have extra protection for my knight after knight f3, knight e5. So it's also very interesting move which I play at some lines in some games, and let's start to use this move even here. Okay, b6. Here black at some point wants to get maybe even bishop to a6 to exchange this bishop to get some kind of play on the dark squares later on, because you know it can be very nice for him to exchange the light square bishop and get all of the pawns on the light squares, because then those pawns will make perfect sense. Behind of these pawns he'll have this dark square bishop which support all kind of the play very nice. there is no my board, Alberto. I don't know what really is going on. Let's see, are you here somewhere? No, unfortunately not. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, but I really don't know what happens. But I'll try first not to allow this with queen e2. And then we'll see from there. Bishop goes to d3, of course. And after knight c2, now you see he wants to get a4. My move, which I like, which I make in the Chessable book that I make, is rook b8. So what is the idea? To on a4, take on a4, and then this rook will have extra play on this b file. So let's go for the rook b8. And then after queen c7, I'll go for the knight f3. And here, let's see what will happen. b6, again, maybe he likes to go for a bishop a6, so stop him with queen e2. And then after c6, I want to take on c6. Okay, and now I will immediately put a pawn on e4. Just, you know, to open the game immediately. Bishop goes to b5, now I can go with bishop on d6, I can go knight g7, and I'll try to do something like that. Knight takes on e4, now the knight is hanging, knight d7, again, at some point I will probably go for an e4, but what he wants to achieve here, I'll go for an e4. Okay, let's go for a bishop d3. d3, knight goes on e7, b5, and now what we want to do here? We want to get e4, d4, knight d4, knight d4. Let's go first for a queen e2 and let's see how the game will continue. Knight on c6, castle on the long side, and here I can take with a bishop, I can take with a queen. Let's take with a bishop. Probably was better with the queen, because now if he take on g3, he can take on d4, rook d1. Okay, let's see. Castle, and now I like to get e4. Castle. Win this, Chemo man. Right. Queen goes to c7. I'll go for knight f3. Bishop e6. He offers me a pawn. Let's take. Maybe I overlook something. Bishop goes to b7, very nice move, knight f3, knight bd7, okay. Now I have to figure it out. Do I want to castle on the long side or on the short side? Please take a note that at some point he'll be able to go for the bishop a6. So I was thinking here to get first bishop d3 back, not to allow him bishop a6, and then to start from there. The problem with this move is that I will allow him to go for an c5. So it means that I will lose a time, and probably if he managed to get c5 in time, he will get complete equality. So I was thinking here to get immediately and castle long, you know, because I don't want to give him a chance to get this bishop a6 when my queen and the rook are on f1 if I castle short. And this rook is great on h1. If he takes on g3, I will create a lot of the potential on the h file, and if not, I can get at some point this rook to e1, which can be also a very good piece in order to play in the center. So let's go first and start to castle on the long side, knight bd7, and now you can see the advantage of those d4 and f4 pawn. I can get the knight on e5, bishop d3, and now the best possible way probably for white, the only way to get the advantage is to go for an a4. Because if he starts to play with bishop d3 as he starts now, I think that after a5 I don't have any kind of the problems anymore. Okay, he takes on g3, I'll takes, a4. Can I take his bishop pair now, or what he wants to achieve here? Okay. I'll take a pawn, knight e4, and now I'll take first the bishop on e7. Okay, a5. Now, okay, I have to develop the pieces on the king side. First of all, I would like to get my bishop out, so let's start with bishop e5. Okay, bishop a6. Now there is no problem for me because there is not any kind of the motives connected with this queen e2, rook f1 things. So now I have to decide, do I want to get my bishop back on d3 and exchange the bishops, of course, or I want to get all of the pieces there on a table and go for something more. I think that it's better maybe to go bishop d3 because I will have to do that after the knight f6 because I don't see where this bishop will go, so I will go for a bishop d3 immediately. Queen goes to e7, right? Now it's my turn. Where to castle here? It's also a very important question because I can take on d7, queen d7, bishop takes on e4, but I will get a position where he will have maybe not so good bishop, but my knight is out of the squares. So I don't think that this is the best possible way of playing. I can also take, what I can do here is probably take on d7. So if we try to get from, if I try to get from positional aspect and start to analyze this position, probably the best possible scenario for me is to get the position with a knight versus a bishop when those pawns are somehow discoordinated. How I can try to do that is to get first on d7, when queen get the knight back on d7, then I can take with the bishop on e4. Then he takes on e4, now the queen is there, the pawn is there, then I can take on c5. He has to take with b's pawn on c5, and now he has potential weakness on c5. But it is very hard to, let's say, calculate how good my knight on d2 will be. So I can first try to prepare all of those things by playing rook d1, and then see from there. Let's try. Okay, bishop takes, knight takes, and when he takes here, I'll think that he has a lot of problems now after e5, because now I will open this diagonal, the rook is on h1, this queen can easily go on h5 if it needed, and the knight is very, very weak on f6. So I think that now he will have a lot of problems. Castle. Okay. And again, queen e2. Castle, now I can castle also. Bishop goes to b7. Very interesting way of playing. Very interesting. I'll go my king and bring him to b1. Knight b4. What is the idea of playing knight to b4? To take pawn on e2? Okay, let's go for a3. g6 lose just the piece. I'm not sure if this is good for you. Knight g5. I don't understand, to be honest. Let's check him and find out what is his idea. Queen take on f6 now. Yeah, but you know, now I take a clear piece, so I'm not sure how good it is for him. I'll just take everything. Here it's very nice and solid pawn structure. What I want to achieve here will be some kind of the play on the long diagonal and the dark squares, because it's very clear that white will fight for the light squares. So let's go for a g6 first. Knight takes on e5. Now I can take maybe even on what if I take now on e4? Because you know where is the problem now? If I take with f pawn on e5, then he can check me on h4, and if I go for a g3, he can take knight g3, because if I go queen f2, knight f5, now the queen and the knight are attacked, but the pawn protects the knight and the knight protects the queen, so there is nothing. So I have to now take on e4, I think. Okay, queen e2. Now it looks like I have a problem on b5, but I can get this pawn to b4. Okay, yeah, knight d4, but this is just lost. This is just lost, my friend. Bishop can go out on f5. Yeah, but okay, knight f3. I'll take e5. Okay, interesting, very interesting way of playing. But I'm still thinking about e4. Again, you know, there are some kind of the things that will open in the center, and I'm hoping that I'll be faster than he. So, but after the e4, if you go for e takes d4, I'll go for e5, rook e8, c takes d4, c takes d4. I'm not sure, you know. No, I'll just try to open the h file. Probably this makes the most sense. Or just go for e4. It's hard to imagine. e4, d takes e4, knight takes e4, knight takes e4, queen takes e4, f5, queen d5, and I'll take on e5. If not, it's a very interesting position. Obviously, I cannot allow him to go for e5, e4, so I have to take on e5, or I can go for e4. Let's try to see how to continue. So if I take on e5 first, knight e5, bishop e5, for instance, knight f3, bishop d6, I don't see. Okay, probably he can have a problem potentially on d5, but I'm not so sure. If I go for e4, d takes e4, knight takes e4, c takes d4, I take on f6, knight f6, and again I don't see anything there. So e4, d takes e4, knight takes e4, c takes d4 is not possible because the bishop on d6 is hanging. So d4, knight e4, knight e4, queen e4, knight f6. And what then? Queen is under attack, the pawn on h7 is protected. I have to take on e5. c4, okay? And now my idea here is to get all the pieces together. Bishop e6 is here the best way, I think, to play. First of all, to develop the piece and see from there. Okay, but where is the point here? He is a clear piece down, so just offer an exchange and the game is over. Okay, here after the bishop a2, if I go start playing for a b3, he can go for a4 probably, and then to sacrifice something. There is no need for me to do that. I can just develop my pieces, go for knight c3, and that's fine for me. Here here again I have a couple of things to do. First of all, I can immediately take on d5, which can be very good move, after which I can bring potentially my knight to c5 with very nice position for me. But to be honest, I don't see how I can bring very fast my knight to c5. This is very important here, because if I take on d5, he take probably with this pawn, I go for knight e7, and he can have something like queen h5, you know, and he'll get some kind of the play on the king side, and I will hardly find a way how to deal with this knight and where to put him. So, but if I manage now to take on d5 and get my knight on c5, I will eventually do that immediately. So basically here I would like to get the position where I can exchange this knight probably with this one. So knight e7 is here a very possible move for me to make, with the idea to exchange on d5 and get very solid structure. But if my rook, for instance, will be on a8, which is probably something that I cannot get now, then I can take on d5, go for knight b8, knight a6, knight c5. But here this is not possible. Now I can go for rook c8, for instance, just to get this rook on very active c file potentially. But then I will lose a time, and it's possible that white will also organize something. Okay, the good thing for me is that knight e3 is not good because knight will get d4 square. So okay, let's go for the rook c8 first. b5. Now my king is pretty safe. I have all of the pieces there. I can start my own play in the center, probably connected with a move like d5. But of course now this is not possible, and I don't want still get this rook out of h1, because if he takes on g3, I'll take with the h-pawn, and the rook will be great on h-file. So rook h2 e1 for now, I think that is not the best possible way to do. But how else to continue? Where to try to find a spot to break through? So bishop e4 is one of the idea that I like here, because if he'll not do anything, I can maybe push d5 and start open the game in the center when this king will stuck there. Or if he start exchange of pieces, then potentially maybe I get, some kind of the play on the h-file. This is the first thing to do. And the second thing is to get my knight on e5. But here, for now, I don't see a point, because with knight on e5, I will only exchange of pieces, which is, for me, now not, I think, objectively the best way of play, because of course I would like to get more and more chances on the king side. So there is no need, if you are slightly better, to exchange of pieces, because then of course the opponent will make his position slightly better, because he will manage to exchange those aggressive pieces. And of course, if you exchange the aggressive pieces, it will be hard for you to find the advantage and to attack without those pieces. So I'm thinking about those kind of things, and let's go first for a bishop e4. Bishop e4. If he castle, which can be a good move, queen d3, but then he has knight f6. So this is not the best way of play. If I go immediately for knight e5 and he castle, for instance, I can take on d7 and go for the queen e4, probably then queen h4, start to do some action there on the king side. Let's go immediately for not bishop e4 but knight e5. And I don't want to exchange all of the pieces, just few of them. Here I would like to exchange everything and then go for the play against the d pawns. So I was thinking about to take on e5, queen e7, and then, I can just castle, go for the rook c1, and the game is over. g4, I can go bishop g6, bishop e5. Now I can get a tempi, because if he take on g3, I'll take with h-pawn and I'll get the open h-file. Rook d8, of course, rook d1, I have a clear pawn up, and when he goes for the b3, now I'll go for the knight b8. Bishop e7, rook c1. Now you'll see positionally how I will outplay him. Bishop d6. Now I can castle. Queen f3. Okay. Now let's find a way how to deal with it. h6, this knight has to remove on h3. So how to continue? Queen h4. Knight e5 is possible, then I can take this one with a check. So yeah, everything is possible, because this position is very, very bad for him. So okay, let's go for the knight e5. Yeah, but I'm not sure what he's trying to achieve. Now I want to get my queen here, then the knight here, and then potentially the knight here or here. So let's go for the queen d4. And after rook c8, knight c3, bishop g4, yeah, here I make some kind of very weird moves at some point. I'll try to go for the queen c2. Bishop d6. Okay, now knight f6 was the last move. Now I have to find a way how to start open a game on the king's side. Now you see that bishop e4 is not the best way because knight f6 will be there. So let's try to rule his pawn structure by playing bishop to h4 first. Oh, now I'm low on time. This is what he hoped for, so, but okay. Don't mind. Let's go for... I don't know. Everything is good, so I don't see queen e3. Okay, it's check. Bishop g7. Yeah, I'm still a few minutes there on time. What he do now? I'll take this one. Knight e3. Then I'll take this knight on e3. e5. Rook takes on c8. Bishop a6. King b1 to remove the king from c file. Rook c8 exchange the last rook. And now check. Let's go back. Let's go back. Queen c1. Oh, I overlook a piece. Queen d3 check. I cannot believe what I make. This is not real. I overlook a clear piece. This is funny, but okay. I don't see a point by playing that, but you see, now I find it, so yeah, I have to be cautious here. You know, here bishop takes on a3 is a trick, so then the knight on c3 is hanging. I have to go for rook d3, knight d3, and I have to, or I want to get my knight on c5 as we agreed before. Now after f4, I'll take on g4, I'll take on c3, and I'll go for, now I want to get e6, d5 at some point, so immediately why not, I want to open the game there. I'll place my knight on c5 on the best square. After the g3, okay, have to go for a g3, right? Okay, h4, d5, just open the game there in the center, because if someone attack you on the king side, you have to be very precise. Queen d7, okay, I'll get my knight on d4. Still I have some chances there. When the knight came on d5, I can get my queen on f3, or queen g4, queen h5 probably. Let's go for, yeah, knight f4 is here, possibility for him. So what I don't want is to get caught there. I'll go back. Not sometimes the best idea, but here I would like to get there. Now I want to get a checkmate him, so how to get this? Bishop e4, we'll run into queen f7, so first let's go here. Okay, let's open the game in the center, of course. Bishop goes to c2. I'll try to get my queen now somewhere very active. Queen b6 probably. Okay, queen h3, queen d4. So my idea is to get some kind of the position with the closed structure, but can I do that? Because he'll go for the queen h2, queen g2. If I go for queen c7 and then knight f3, no, I'll go for the queen d. I'm not sure, so yeah, his idea is now to push d4, then my rook is hanging, then my queen is hanging. So I now have to find a way how to deal with this d4. If I go for the queen d4, then queen g2. Okay, I can go for queen h4, king g7, and then I would try to get my rook on f1, you know. Yeah, probably. Okay, queen d4. Knight f6 again. Okay, now go for f4. Okay, I'll take this one. Queen takes on d5. Okay, bishop c5. Yeah. Do I want to exchange this bishop and then the rook on d8 check? I think it's a clear pawn for me, so I like to exchange this one. And here I would like to go for the play on the dark square, so queen c3, queen g2. I have now this check here, bishop f3, gf3, knight a3, bishop to e4. Now this one is over, I think. And after queen g2, okay, queen h4, here, I would like to get rook f1, I have to do that. Now the pawn is protected here. Let's try to attack this rook with, you know, I can do whatever, like I can take here, then take there, I can, yeah, I'll take this one. Very nice move. Now my rook is hanging. And I cannot protect this rook. Because if I go for a rook f2, queen g1, knight f1, bishop takes on f1, rook takes on f1, queen e3 is a checkmate. So I have to give my rook. Yep. Very bad for me. I'm lost there for sure. Rook c5, rook d8 check. Okay, queen c5 probably. Or first f4. Just to get all of those dark squares. Now I would like to catch with this one. Yeah, now I have more than sufficient play, because now you'll see I'll open the f file, I'll open my bishop, I'll open everything, I'll take this one, bishop f1, knight takes on f1, or queen f1, knight f1. Rook d8, I have a pawn. Okay, queen e7, I'll go for the king h2 just to get rook out of danger. Here knight e3, I attack his queen, knight e5. Okay, and now I have to find a way how to start my attack. First I would like to go for c3. First of all, to stop everything on the queen side. If he try to break with b4, I'll go for a c4. And but can I be even more precise? What if I go for immediately rook f1, for instance? How he will... Yep, let's go for rook f1 first. Queen b2, rook d2. Okay, now, what now? What now? Now I have to be quick. let's start attack those pawns. So let's go for rook a8. I have 2 minutes. Queen c2. Bishop a6. b4. Okay. Let's go for queen d2. Check. Let's go try to get some kind of, if I take on if I take on a5, b6, and I lose my piece, so I have to go for bishop d7, knight d7, rook a7, rook c7. Can I take one more pawn? So bishop takes on d7, knight takes on d7, rook a7. Now this one is hanging, this one is hanging. Rook b5 is not possible, rook c7 I take on a5, b6 is not possible, or b5 because I take the knight on d7, so it has to be winning for me. Queen takes on d6, now I think that this game is over, rook d8, a5, and now how I can try to get the better setup. Can I go for queen b5? Let's start with queen d3. Rook a7, it looks like the defensive move. Let's start the attack. Okay, bishop takes everything, rook c1, knight h2. And this will be probably a draw. b5, rook a7. Let's see how the game will continue, but probably it will be. Okay. Queen b6. Okay. Bishop b5. Yeah, now I can take on b7, and this should be a draw. Check. Okay. What is his idea here? Is to go for knight a3. It is a trick. So I have to go for, I don't have to, but you know, if I go here, he'll go for the knight a3. Then I will have a problem with this pawn, with this pawn. So knight a3 and knight e3 are tricks. I have only 1 minute and 30 seconds, but I can go for the knight d5 here. And I will protect everything there, okay? Rook h1 is a very clever move. Now if I get my king here, then he gives me a check on g1, I get my king on h3, and should be enough for them. Okay, let's try. Let's take this one. h3. Let's check. I'll checkmate him with a bishop maybe here, because if he goes there, okay, he wants to go there. But now knight. I'll just take everything. It's not clear what he is trying to achieve. I'll take this one. c5. Now, this is not the best way of playing, I'm sure. I'll try to take this one. Okay, it is a check. Check. Now I have some tricks. I'll try to get back. Maybe rook f3 first, you know, just to get bishop on f2. Try to check this one. Okay, it's check. I'll go on c1. Check. Okay, this bishop is not on the best square. I block this knight e4. I can go for rook d2, rook fd1, bishop f1, bishop h3, for instance. This can be very interesting because I want to get all of my pieces into play. Okay, let's go for the rook d2. Okay, knight f1, he wants to take this one. If I don't allow him to do that, okay, let's go for this one. Okay, let's go for this one. The opponent offered me a draw, and to be honest, I don't see anything better than a draw, because it's very hard to imagine that I have more, because this d pawn is extremely strong, and I'm not in time to. So queen c8, king g7, b4, d3, b5, d2, b6, d1. If I try to do anything else, queen e2, and then it will be just a draw, because I will have to make a perpetual and try to get a draw. So yeah, it was good game. So Xibi, I'm really tempting to get a draw. Very nice game, congratulations. So I accept the draw. Rook g1. What is this? Okay, I go here where I wants to get few seconds ago. King h3, d1, and now I'm sure that all of you guys see a nice checkmate. So rook g3 check, king cannot move, so here or here he has to take, then I take with the queen, and then king f1 will run into queen to f2 checkmate. So it's one of a trick which you can at some point make if you have those kind of very aggressive positions. So rook g3, here I have only a minute, so there is a problem for me, but let's go for the king d2, see from there, rook b7, bishop goes back, this bishop will get there on d4, okay, here I'll take, here I have a minute and some, bishop h3 check, okay, and now I'm lost probably, but let's play a little bit more. Okay, bishop will go to d4, just, you know, to get everything together. Bishop goes on f1, rook on d1, and now queen, I can just take it. It's not important. Bishop f1, rook c3, check. And now he'll stay with a bad bishop versus my great knight on c5. It just depends how strong his position will be, because he'll have some kind of of the attack going. But if he take now, if he take with the rook, I can go knight d6, knight d4 and get this knight on even better square. So I'll have, yeah, now he offered a draw. Dear Icactus, you play very good game, but I have mate in 2, so I have to checkmate you, unfortunately. a4, okay, a3, b5, now I have to get my king into play. h4, I'll just take, I think. There's no way for me to get away from that. And now I have to start doing something on the queen side, so I have a lot of pawns, checkmate. Yeah, I have to resign. I have dozens of pawns and exchange down, so congratulations Narcissus, you play great game and you win. Very nice game. I have to resign. Here rook d7, do I have some tricks here? How I can improve my position? So those pieces has to be there. I can just start getting the pawns there, so, and see from there what will happen. Because I have a bishop here, it's a great thing for me. Yeah, he has to do something like that, and now I will force. Thank you Narcissus, great game. Uh, 141. Now I have to get on the C file and trying to get the pressure, then build up some kind of the position which will be with the queens probably, and the knight versus a queen and the rook, queen and a bishop, or rook and the knight versus, okay, knight d7 to exchange a few pieces there. Okay, it's a checkmate, so it was nice game. Here's thing like this. I have to be very fast, so let's go for b5, b6, b7, rook c7. Okay, was hoping for a mouse slip. Nice one. I was lost at the beginning, Alberto. Thanks, CB. Okay, bishop d3. Now I will just try to get my rook on c5. Okay. Bishop f6 check. Is there anything that I should be worried about? And then rook d5. Okay, I'll just go for b6. This is easily winning, I hope, for me. And here, okay, what do you want to do? Knight c4, but I don't see how you will improve your position. Rook d4 is not the treat. Knight c4 is not a treat, because those two bishops, you can see, are incredible pieces. So it's just very good for me to avoid those kind of things. So h4, I'll take on d5. There is no mate, as I can see. Queen takes on c5. Let's get the c file. Rook a7 is, I think, very nice move there to get b7, b8. So yeah, rook d1, king c3, but this is not enough. If I go rook c8 now, he'll have rook c2, so it's not possible. Queen d4, queen a1, not something that I want to make. So let's get some air. Or let's get the queen there, and then knight c5 back, or rook c8 if he doesn't go for rook c2, or even queen d4 if he goes for the rook c2. Let's be tricky. Let's be tricky. Okay, now I'll start again. Okay. You're not fast enough, unfortunately, I think, because, yeah. Yeah, very interesting games, to be honest. Rook c2. Okay, now I can go for the queen d4 and then knight c5, because if queen d4, Rook c4, queen a1, queen f1, I can take on a2. So rook c4, queen a1, and okay, if I go for queen d2, rook c6, knight c5, the bishop is hanging, queen a1 is the same team. Let's go for queen d4. Rook c8, but I don't see a point here. So those two bishops are extremely strong pieces. There is no sacrifices, there is no nothing, so let's try just to break. Queen h3 of course is the idea, so I have to be precise. Rook d8, queen h3, king h1, the queen is hanging, this one is hanging. Am I checkmated there? This is a good question. Let's see. Knight c4 and then g6, knight d4. If I go for b7, knight c6, rook a6, knight b8, rook a8, the game is over. So that's it. Knight c5. Now I get this very nice looking blockade on the dark squares, so, and the bishop is hanging. Has to be very cautious, and then I will try to do from there something like rook c8 and hope to get some kind of the initiative going here. It looks like I get escaped, but let's see. But what here if I take my queen on b8, rook c2, king b1? It's not enough, I think. Yeah, rook d2, and now I cannot go for a rook c8 for instance, because then bishop a6 is possible, but first let's go for h6. Quite little move. Yeah, queen h5, I take on h8. Okay. Is this lost now? I'm thinking. This can be. Let's go first for rook d8, because if he take, I'll take the bishop. So he have to go somewhere on h file. Yeah, here this is clear check. Okay, but this is just game over. Rook g3. Okay, I'll just take now on g7 probably. This has to be winning somehow. Okay, now I have queen e4. Do I make a mistake now? Probably. Yeah, I think I make pretty big mistake. So guys, I hope that you enjoy the stream. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe and be with me in the next live stream, which I'm pretty sure that will be tomorrow. So if you have time at 4:30 or 5:30, probably I'll try to see where I will have time. I'll be there. Here I am in Croatia, so it is Central European time. I hope you will find a way how to take a look. Of course, if you like the stream, please subscribe for a long time, because I will really try to do these kind of streams regularly to help you to improve. Bishop f4 is a great move, so but I think that king g1 will make a deal now, because there is no checkmate. So he offers me a draw after the rook c1. It's not... I have f5 here, to be honest. I'm not sure how good it is, but I can open the game, I can get my last piece into play. Then the only problem is that he will get some kind of the play. Maybe a4. How this looks like. And then rook a8. Maybe first rook a8 and then a4. Okay, let's play on, because objectively, positionally, I'm pretty better, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, but here, you know, you're just lost, so let's try to see how. It's a check. This one is over, it's a check, and I escape, I have a rook, and the game is over. Okay. Bishop c7, now I have to find a way how to checkmate him. Rook d7, there is nothing. g5 of course, rook f6, check. Rook g8, queen go to g6, check. No, I have to... I make a wrong move here. Thank you. Terratoon, thank you. I just now see that you make a comment. If you like the stream, of course, please do the thing and subscribe. Okay, rook g3, so I'll just go for the queen f2. Yeah, the game is over here, so I have probably only one game going against the Paulorek. Or Mr. M. Ferrick also, this close game, so we'll see how this one will continue. Okay, I'll just take on g5. I didn't ask you, but do anyone has anything as, let's say, idea? Do you have some games that you want to see? Do you think that this learning process has to go on some other way? Do you have any suggestions? I'm open for any kind of proposal, so please just say what you think, and do you have anything to make in order to improve this stream. Queen b5, very interesting move, but now I have even a knight d4, which can be a very good solution, because the rook on c1 is hanging. The only problem for me is that if I go for knight d4, he has intermediate move queen to c6, and then the rook is hanging, and then the rook is protected, so bishop b4 is possible. So queen b2 first. Now the rook is hanging, now the bishop is hanging. Let's see now. And now I'll go for a4. now I can go for a4. If he takes on b4, I'll take on b3. Takes, and I'll get a knight versus a bishop in the endgame. So this is what I really like to do. Now you'll see the positional edge in this endgame. It's not easy to see what will be the outcome of this game, because of course the pawns are on the same side, and I have probably one weaker pawn than all other whites, because after f3 he will have great pawn structure, but this knight is such a better piece than this bishop on b1, which means that it has to be probably something for me. We'll see. Yeah, but now, you know, you offer me a chance not to exchange everything, so I can take now on a4. Okay, he wants to get queen a8 check and then probably get from there. Yeah. So if I go for knight a4, then queen c6. Okay. Rook a4, queen a8. b3. Not sure. Now I make probably a big mistake, but let's see. Find out. Okay. I'm not good here. I'll first try to get my king out of checks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this should be equal. Yeah, I get all of the advantage now with this very bad move, because if I even manage to get the pawn on a4, which is not clear because bishop c2 is possible at some point, I'm pretty sure that this pawn structure should hold on. But okay, let's try. For instance, if I manage to get after f3, h5, h4, get the knight probably on f4 and take the pawn on a4, can be at some point very, very good for me. Okay, now knight goes to d2, okay. Let's try to get my queen back in the game. Okay, I have to take on b3. Now bishop c2, I have knight d4, bishop d1, and then my king will get somewhere on c5. Let's see. Yeah, now I make pretty messy position with when I was completely winning, of course. So, but let's see. Okay, now I can go. If I take immediately on a4, then probably it's a draw. Let's try to play for a little bit more. Yeah, this should be a draw. Now, what is the point here? If I take this bishop, he'll do what? Is there a checkmate? I don't see something, or bishop a6. I have nothing to lose. What if I take this pawn? I'll take it. Okay, but now, yeah, this cannot be real. How I can win this? It has to be winning for me, right? So, okay, rook a5. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all what this means. Okay, it's check. I'll go here. Yeah, I make big blunder. Okay, not so big, but why he offers me a pawn? It's not with check. This was my idea first, so now it can be very bad for him. Because now if I manage to get my king in the play, it will be great. Okay, my rook is hanging, but now it is a check. And I can take even this pawn. It should be lost now. I have 2 pawns for nothing. Five, king g6, and that's it. Yep. Okay, but I have, fortunately for me, c4. I don't think that he saw that. And now, okay, let's go for king g6. f4, knight g3, rook h1. This is my idea. Now we'll see what happens. Queen e5, okay, now the rook is hanging, but now you have a problems because I have a check first. Fortunate for me. But I was so winning there. It's very annoying to get those kind of the problems when you was really completely winning. This was incredibly winning position for me. I don't see how I make those blunders. Okay, now he wants to get h5, but can I go for h5, right? Again, f4, knight g3, rook h1. This is a pattern which you should know because in this kind of positions this should be checkmate, and it's very hard for white to get out from that. Narcissus, I'm currently infuriated. It's difficult to cross plus mark weekly show on recommendation on books. How you mean? Okay, I have to go for rook f1. Check. This one is very interesting. I'm not sure what I'm trying to do, but okay. I just want to take this one if I can, so yeah, it should be winning here. Check. Okay, check. This is very messy. He has now, after all of the mistakes that I make, he is even a pawn up, so it's not easy for me to hold on. With this knight on d4, it looks like it's holdable for him now. King f7, yep. Okay, now it's, no, I cannot go for rook d3 because of course bishop f5, but rook f2 check, rook f3, rook g3, yeah, those are few vital pawns which I think he cannot really hold on. King d4, rook d3, king c4, and he has to resign. Great, thank you dear M. Ferrick. And we stay with one more game to go, so it means that our stream for today is really close now. So thank you guys for watching. Okay, of course we have here one more game. The stream can be about your journey to 3 Elo Island in the book you read and game you linked along the way. It's a great. To think of. Thank you. I will try to think about that for sure. You know, the only problem in this idea that you give me now, it's that it is very hard, you know, to get, let's say, this kind of the process in 3 or maybe even 3 minutes plus 2 seconds, because even at those point it will be very hard for me, you know, to have enough time to explain everything. So basically, you know, I'm always on the side which will be about 10 plus minutes. Do you think about those kind of a time management, maybe rapid game on 15 minutes, or because I'm really slow with my slow mouse, so I'm not fast enough, I think, to go for something very fast. But the idea is great, and I will try to take the think about it. Queen b6, let's try to get something, maybe a pawn, maybe c pawn now to queen. This for now really holds for me, so let's try to get him in the time where he will be maybe in the panic, because he has only 2 minutes for now. And my c pawn is here really the pawn which can be very important now, because I have very nice queen. This king is safe for now, but now he has a problem with the pieces, because c pawn is very fast. I have a bishop which covers the c8 square, so if I manage to get c6, probably should be a great thing for me. Rook d6, queen c7 check, or queen b7 check, even better, just, you know, to, if he goes for queen e7, then c5, if he takes with the bishop, and then just pawn promotes, so queen b7, c5. So I'll get a pawn back, I'll get the pawn on c6, I have a bishop on b7, so we'll see. Now it's not bad for me at all, because now, you know, if he takes, I'll takes, he go for rook d7, c6, now the pawn protects the bishop, the rook is under attack, and if you go for c7, rook takes on a4, and I'll go for everything there. So, and here I'm not really sure that this will help him a lot, because if I now just take on d4, he take with the knight, then I go for c6, takes, it looks like to me that this can be very bad for him. I'll just take, go for c6. Did I miss something? Because now I'm trying to get with the bishop. I'm not sure. So he has to take. There is not anything else here. And I'll take with the bishop. He'll go for knight b5. I'll go back, knight c7. Probably bishop goes on e2, and then I'll take king e3, king a3, king takes on a4. Yeah, it will be. But now you cannot really hold, because I'll take c7, and the game is over. Okay, it was nice to play here for sure. He makes now a very big blunder, so now he cannot really avoid the promotion, so I'm completely winning here. Yeah. So, guys, takes your time please, and if you have anything there that will help me to get a better streams, please just say to me. It was very entertaining to play for you, to analyze for you, to show you some things. I really hope that you enjoy, because I enjoy, and my idea to stream for all of you guys really makes sense now, because I have some people to watching me. I just believe that I'm interesting enough, you know, to take a look at my streams for a couple of hours, because this is how I think when I start dealing with something, and when I'm interesting, I really try to take a look something that is interesting. So thanks again, once again. If you have any kind of the questions, please be free to write me on Chess, to write me on a Twitch. You can make it on the chat or my email. So it will be more than a pleasure for me to help you with anything that you need. Again, if you doesn't subscribe, please subscribe and be there with me even tomorrow for my next live stream. Have a nice evening and take care.